Hello there, adventurers, and welcome back to Neon's Game Night. Tonight we are taking a look at the indie game Old School Rally, which is an old school nostalgic racing game that combines sort of an old school aesthetic with some international rally cross gameplay. So the Old School Rally is developed by Frozen Lake Games and is being published by Astrolabe Games. It came out in early access in summer of last year and is a game that is very charming and has a lot of features going on, and it's been getting updates pretty regularly here. So I wanted to hop in and show you all what this game is all about, and it's a really fun one. I've been playing it on the Steam Deck when I have different chances here and there, and it's a really great game for that. But just in general, it's very nice to just sit down with the controller and have some rally fun. So let's get into it. There's a couple things I want to show here on the main menu first, just to show all the different options that you have. There's rally series that you can go through. I haven't actually gone through that many. I've gone through like 3. There's quite a few, which we'll see in a second. You can do time trials on individual stages. You can do arcade, which you can race against a player on split screen even, or against CPU opponents. It lets you, there's a music player to listen to all the soundtracks, show off your achievements, and I just love how like integrated all of these different things are into the game. Like it shows your collection of cars here as if they're like little race cars that you've collected and put on a bookshelf. I love that. The presentation of all that is great, and it really reminds me of like some of those older PlayStation 1 type games that once you got collectibles and that you found within the game or the gameplay, you'd be able to like actually see them represented somehow in game in like a menu like that or something else. Oh, actually no. Let's not go into arcade. I wanted to see what this music player was like. But yeah, just the style of everything feels so retro. It's so good. It takes me right back to the PlayStation 1 era, and it's just good stuff. There's been a lot of a resurgence of the PS1 era graphic style, I feel like. We're going to go ahead and retire that. And this game has been one of those that has really felt like it captures a lot of the essence of not just like how it's supposed to look and feel, but also like the aspects of those minor aspects, like the having the collection be sort of represented as like different model cars on a shelf. Those other touches that don't just that aren't just like an aesthetic. It's more of like everything about the game is sort of modeled on that style, and I really enjoy that. Let's go ahead and we're going to hop into one of these rally series. Yeah, as you can see, I've only gone through a couple here, and I haven't actually finished the expert one, but there's quite a few rally events here. I haven't even tried the open ones, but there's just a lot of content here for an early access little racing game like this. But we're going to go ahead and go through the rookie one here, and we're going to race around with a Taurus RS while listening to some awesome music and probably crashing a little bit. Because if there's one thing I have to say about the game that's sort of a negative, is the cars control a little bit awkwardly, especially when it comes to turning. It's hard to describe. Somebody that plays more racing games, especially more sim-style racing games than I do, might be able to tell you a bit more of what I'm trying to say. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and go into the settings, and we're going to turn down the pace notes volume just a little bit more, I think. And maybe the music volume down once more. Okay. Resume. But In some of the turns, sometimes when I'm turning, the game doesn't, the car doesn't really have a sense of momentum in the same way that I would expect it to. There's a really hard sense of friction that happens on a turn where I'm expecting the car to carry on for a little bit longer and maybe do a little bit of a drift, and it just doesn't do that. That might be by design, but it definitely is a bit of a throw-off after having played games, you know, like the Forza Horizon games or something, or even some of the other rally racers that are on the market. But I'm not doing too bad here. I've done pretty bad on both of those, both of these checkpoints so far, but I'm also trying to talk as well. Oh boy. Not a great turn there. But the environments are really nice. I really enjoy all of the environments that I've been racing through in this game. I think it's really fun to sort of see what comes next. And it feels like there's a great sense of like, not really repurposing, but just sort of a good sense of like doing with what they have. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel with every single course, but each course has its own feel and identity that separates them from the others, even if they're using a lot of some of the similar backdrops. They do a lot with what they have, and it makes the driving experience just really fun to keep going through. Alright, we gotta jump here. Oh no! We're getting close to the end. Let's see if we can beat the best. We did beat our best time. Alright. Let's continue. Where are we going next? We're going to Australia. Got a required time of 1:55. That's pretty quick. Let's do another race. I really like the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack is really, really catchy, and it feels right at home in a nice, like, rally racing game. There's alternate views here. You can view from, you know, from the front of the car. You can see the hood. There's even a cockpit view, which is kind of cool. I wasn't really expecting it to have a cockpit view, just due to the nature of the sort of retro aesthetics. I don't think cockpit views were really that common in older racing games. Not that I can remember, anyways. Several of the racers that I'm remembering from, like, the PlayStation 1 era, they just have that sort of front camera view. I'll go back to the third person. Oh, sometimes it feels like going in first person actually helps my racing. It's always funny. I feel like there's certain games where that makes it easier for me to race, and other games where it actually makes it harder. Because one thing that I would say, I tend to enjoy racing in first person, especially when it's something that's a bit more, I'm trying to be immersed in the racing. Like in Forza Motorsport, I tend to always do cockpit view. But something that's a bit more arcadey, something like Forza Horizon, I tend to be in the third-person mode more often than not. Simply because, at least in Horizon, a lot of the races are kind of truncated. Like the turns and everything, you don't get the same sense of scale as you would in like a more sim racer. And so turns and stuff come upon you really, really fast. And it makes it really hard to see like what's coming when you're in the first person mode and react to it. Alright, so we did pretty well there. We can repair our car. Ooh, if we do, we lose time. Let's just go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and race in Greece. Almost completed this little rally series already. We're going to be listening to the hype of speed. Alright, off to a good start here. And the game also has a photo mode, which I think is really cool as well, if you look at that. Now let's get the mouse off the... Oh my gosh. I'd like to get my mouse off the screen. There we go. How do I go up or down? There we go. So, you know, you got a photo mode. That's really nice for taking screenshots and stuff. There's also already like quite a few people that are taking some pretty nice screenshots of the game. I'd really recommend you follow the developers on Twitter if you are interested in this game, because they do put out updates fairly regularly from my experience, and they also just share a lot with their community on sort of what's going on, like what different community members are taking pictures of, like some different runs that they've done. And so they seem like some really great people. And the game is just fun. Like, that's all there is to it. And I think especially when it comes to talking about capturing the essence, and I'm doing really poorly right here. When it comes to capturing the essence of those more retro PS1 style games, it's kind of getting to that essence of, you know, the games are just meant to be fun. Like, it's not to sit here and have a bunch of seasonal content that you come back to and that's trying to push for a bunch of player engagement. It's just, here's a bunch of levels, here's a bunch of cars, go have fun and race around. And that is certainly what this game is already, even in early access. So the amount of, like, the future is still very bright for this game.
Easy right. Easy left.
Because I couldn't even really tell you what I feel like the game would be missing right now.
Medium left. Easy right.
And you know, I've talked about handling, but I've also like kind of figured out that the different cars definitely do handle very differently, which I think is also a nice feeling to be able to experiment with the different cars and kind of find one that you like and do well with. And obviously I'm not doing that well with this one.
Medium left.
Because I keep crashing.
Jump. Easy right. Easy left.
But it feels very rewarding to get a good run in and to get a really good feel of how the car works and to make it do what you want to do, basically.
Medium right.
Alright, we made it. Ow. We still made the required time, so let's continue. Let's actually go ahead and quit to the main menu, and let's take a look at some of these other things here. Just so we can get a look at different aspects of the game. Let's do a time trial. And let's take out this latest car that I have here, the Leon S. It doesn't have great acceleration, but it apparently has great handling. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. And you can see you unlock them by beating previous stage times, probably through the rallies, which I think is nice. This is a really beautiful stage here in Japan, so let's go ahead and do that. I gotta beat 218. But as you can see, you got the cherry blossoms in bloom and everything like that. Gorgeous. I feel like Japan would be an incredible setting for like an open world racer, which, I mean, I'm sure is why it's been one of the most requested places for a Forza Horizon game to take place in pretty much every time that there's one of those games that come out. But I mean, why wouldn't you want to be racing around with all these cherry blossom trees around? And it's just gorgeous.
Easy right.
So even if you're having a bad run, like I'm probably going to have,
Left right chicane.
it's just gorgeous and relaxing to see all these different trees here.
Hard right.
I haven't embarrassed myself too much yet. Famous last
Hard
words.
left.
And there is a good sense of a bit of a difference between how the car feels on tarmac versus how it feels on the gravel.
Medium right.
And as well, if you drive through any water, that also makes a pretty big difference as well.
Easy right. Hard right.
Hard right. Oh, there we go.
Medium left. Checkpoint.
Alright, we actually made time there. That's nice. I can't remember what the time to beat was.
Medium right. Left right chicane.
The handling is pretty nice on this car, I will say. And maybe the lack of acceleration is actually a decent thing because it doesn't get me into too much trouble
Hairpin right.
when overcorrecting and stuff. Ooh, hairpin did not do well. Because I think the oddity in the car's handling and that lack of momentum, I really feel that the most when it comes to the hairpins.
Hard right.
Like, it doesn't do what I expect the car to do. Oh, and we barely didn't make it. Okay. Let's check out the arcade here. So you can, it does have 2-player split screen as well. I think probably has multiplayer. No, it doesn't have multiplayer, like online multiplayer. Let's go back. Arcade versus the CPU. And when you're in here, you can kind of change your settings for your car and decide which car you want to do. Let's take out the Virgo XF. And let's make it an even match here. Let's have both of us in a Virgo. And let's see, what do we want to do? Where would we like to go? Let's go to the UK. And so yeah, you can set up all these different arcade races. 1v1, just racing another person. Or another, you know, the CPU anyways, the computer. Starting out with a hard right. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm not good with this car at all. This car is very touchy. I'm not doing well. He's gonna beat me. Drove right into the water. Oh yeah, this guy is kicking my butt. See if we can catch him up a little bit. Catch up a little bit. Not doing too well. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. This car's handling is pretty insane. It turns really fast. So it makes like actually deciding on when to turn a bit of a beast. Okay, this guy's definitely got our number in this thing. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Not good, not good. Oh, no. Ow. Uh-oh. I almost flew right off the side of that ledge there, guys. Okay, so clearly this guy is better at racing than we are.
Checkpoint. Easy right. Easy right.
And if I was by myself, I feel like I was doing good. Well, except for all of the
Easy left.
mistakes and crashes and everything like that.
Medium right.
Oh!
Easy left.
Oh my goodness, I don't think this is the car for us, my friends.
Medium left. Easy right.
I'm not going to be bragging about this to anybody, that's for sure.
Medium left.
Uh-oh, there's people. You better get out of here, guys, because you got a lunatic behind this vehicle. Behind the wheel of this vehicle.
Medium right. Checkpoint.
Oh my gosh.
Medium right. Medium right.
This race has pretty much exposed me, I think. Show you just how bad of a racer I actually am. Oh my gosh. Man, this is brutal. This is really brutal.
Medium left. Medium right. Left right chicane. Hairpin left.
I keep looking up at the top of the screen, and it looks like there's a couple times I've gotten close. And we failed. Okay. Alright, you know, maybe we'll start out with the Taurus RS, since I've actually used that one a few times. Let's try again. Let's do a race here in Sweden. Ooh, this song is nice. Let's go. Alright, no, I'm going to beat you this time.
Easy left.
Alright, off to a good start.
Right.
Much better than last time.
Easy left.
Famous last words. Ooh. Okay, you know what? Let's retry that. Let's restart. Be serious this time. Come on.
Easy left.
Cockpit mode.
Easy right.
That's when we get serious.
Easy left.
Oh my gosh. He just drove through us. Okay, so there's no collision with the guy. That's interesting.
Hard right. Easy right. Hairpin left.
Man, these NPC characters can drive so fast. They have like really good lines and everything. That might actually be a good way to practice, is to, if you can keep up with these guys, get a good idea of like what kind of lines they take and how they approach different parts of different tracks.
Hard left. Easy right.
But right now, things are not looking great. I was doing okay right there at the beginning, but not so there.
Hard right. Medium left.
Alright, this evolved really fast. So I think what we're learning here is that even though I like racing games, I'm not actually that good at them. I've said before in other videos, I'm a filthy casual, and I think this is exposing me more and more than I am.
Checkpoint. Medium left. Jump.
But man, these
Hard left.
CPU opponents are tough.
Medium right.
They leave no survivors. They have no mercy.
Left chicane. Finish.
And we failed. Alright, well, I think we're going to get out of the arcade, because that's just, that's been kind of embarrassing. As you can see, all the achievements are also logged here in the game as well, which I think is really cool. I love it when games do that, and so that I don't have to check Steam to see what achievements I've unlocked. There's like, you know, it has them within the game. I always like when games do that. And you know, there isn't a ton of different game settings, but you got your basic controls, you got sounds, graphics. I don't know why anti-aliasing is off, so we'll turn that back on. You got a CRT filter, which I don't really love. The dithering, texture warping, I keep all that stuff on. You can turn it off, but I just kind of like it. It lends to the charm, in my opinion. So that's what we got there. You can also buy more cars, as you can see. We only have 5,000 coins, so we don't have nearly enough to buy stuff with, but we can buy some classics. So actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's buy one of these. Looks like instead of a mini, it's a tiny S. So let's go ahead and buy this. We have unlocked the tiny S. And let's actually try a different rally. I'd like to try it with the tiny S, because I think there was this classics ride. Yeah, let's try this out real quick, just to see how things go. It could go poorly. Hopefully not nearly as poorly as some of those NPC races, though. So let's get after it. In Finland. Alright. So far, so good. I don't know how this is going to control. Not too bad through the corner. A little bit touchy.
Medium right. Easy left.
Okay, still not doing too bad.
Easy right.
I'm staying on the road. That's a big victory
Easy left.
based off of our last couple of races. I'm not slamming into anything.
Checkpoint. Hard left.
And like I mentioned, it does play really well on the Steam Deck. I have had no problems with it. It runs at high frame rates. The controls feel really smooth. It's a great way to play the game. It feels like almost like not really tailor-made, but it's a perfect kind of game for the Steam Deck, in my opinion.
Medium right. Left right chicane.
Because I don't tend to do a ton of like intensive gaming on my Steam Deck. I like to play games that I can take in a bit more bite-sized
Easy left.
quantities. And so a game like this is perfect for that.
Medium left. Medium
Right.
right. Checkpoint. Easy left.
We're doing really bad on the time here, it seems like. And maybe that's just because of the ride I have. It just isn't good for it. But I felt like in terms of the actual driving, I've been doing pretty okay.
Medium right.
Get a little
Easy left.
cockpit action here.
Easy left.
Easy left, not bad.
Medium right.
Oh boy.
Easy left.
Back outside. Went in cockpit mode and started doing poorly.
Easy right. Easy left.
I like this environment here. I like this area. I hate that it kind of cuts out the music, though. Well, here, get my mouse off the screen. If I want a thumbnail, I can't be having the cursor all over the place. That's pretty nice. What does this look at? Oh, okay, let's get out into the environment here. That's also pretty nice. Yeah, I love photo modes in games. I take a lot of different photos. If you follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky, you'll notice that I try to upload different screenshots that I take in games pretty regularly. But yeah, that's for the photo mode's here for all you virtual photographers. It's always fun. Let's go ahead and get back to the race. I wish the music still played during it, because like I really find going in and taking pictures in games really relaxing. But part of the nice vibe is, you know, being able to like listen to music and stuff while you're doing it, or the environment and atmosphere. And you don't really get any of that when they just cut the music out arbitrarily out of your photo mode time.
Easy right.
And here we go, we finished. Oh, we just barely missed the required time as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and quit that. So that was a fun little event there. We can retire from that. So that's kind of what Old School Rally is. I mean, you just have a bunch of different stuff here. Like, it looks like it'd take probably a decent amount of time to go ahead and get everything unlocked. You're gonna have to be a much better racer than I am to do this quickly. So it's one of those games that, you know, gives you a lot of replay value just in terms of like challenging yourself and getting better at handling the cars and getting better at memorizing some of the tracks and knowing kind of when to do different things like turn and brake and use your handbrake and stuff like that. Ooh, there's different car liveries. I didn't realize that. That's new to me. I didn't notice that. You can change the car liveries a little bit. I love that. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's gonna be kind of where I ended off here for you all. This has been Old School Rally. Again, it's an early access game. It's a heck of a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. You check it out. If you would like to, I'll leave a link in the description for the store page, and so that you can check it out there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like the video, consider liking and subscribing. Let me know how I'm doing in the comments section down below. But other than that, guys, I'll catch you all in the next video. Cheers.